Hey guys, it's Krystal Lucia here, also known as your home sweet home 519 Realtor, Krystal Lee. This is Realtor Life. I am so happy you're here. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a few really cool things, but the first thing I wanted to share is that, guys, we won an award from the Million Podcast. We won a Realtor Award for the best podcast or best Realtor Award for the podcast. Um, Very exciting. Million Podcast, Best Realtor Podcast. Very exciting. Um, Obviously, we don't do this for awards, but it was kind of cool to get that message. And so thank you to Million Podcasts. Big, big, big love. So now let's go into a couple of really important things. So, depending on where you are in the province, in the country, in the world right now, you have a different market. Right now, our market is such that in London, Ontario, it's very busy. And it is the summer, so it's not really supposed to be busy. This is the time when you're supposed to be resting and recharging. And so we're going to talk a little bit about strategies to make sure that as we go, you are actually taking time to rest and recharge. So that comes into sleep, making sure that you're booking out the time and making sure that you're having fun. So we have a really fun interview coming up. I believe it's being released next Monday with Brandon Rudd of Shut the Front Door. So I started doing improv classes with Brandon Rudd and the team at Shut the Front Door here in London, and I absolutely love it. When we talk about networking with other agents, it was other agents that I work with, the Miley Group, who may be interviewed on this podcast soon, guys. But they invited me out. I got to network. It was really funny because one of my scene partners ended up, we did a deal together, very fun. Um, and at the end of the day, whatever you can do to beat burnout, as long as it's authentic, go for it. And it's healthy, just healthy, authentic. That's what we're really going for. But as we go and go and go, um, we can be very susceptible to burnout as entrepreneurs, as realtors, all of it, right? Like that is the thing, is that there's no off button. Like this it doesn't shut off. So when you do things like the improv class, I'm going to tell everyone in the next interview kind of what you can do to get involved with something like that because it's fun. You end up unplugging for 2 to 3 hours a week and you actually just get to get more skills as a realtor. So, or as an entrepreneur. Very fun, very cool. So I've been doing that. The other thing we're going to talk about is fitness, especially in the summer, and then just a fun little tidbit on listing appointments and pricing discussions, especially in kind of a crazy market. So, as we go into this whole fun adventure of summer, of trying to figure it out, I urge you to pay attention to your body and what your body needs. So, an example with me, and I talk about this with people a lot, is I will find myself, it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I am not sleepy. I'm not sleepy, and I'm scrolling, or I'm watching something, or I'm reading. What am I doing? I'm trying to steal time for me because I didn't take any time for me that day. And so you really have to carve out the time, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's going, getting your nails done, going for a massage, doing a fitness class, doing a workout, whatever, reading, whatever thing makes your heart happy, do that because your body needs it. We can't be working 24/7. That's not the way it should be. And so very important to make sure you're doing that. And then finally, the pricing piece and listing and all of that. So let's just launch right in. So when we're talking about avoiding burnout, the really big thing that I've learned is that you just have to, and when I say I've learned, I've like recently learned this, very recent, but you have to take things off of your plate that aren't bringing you joy. And it sounds so simple, but when we really look at the whole big picture, if something is not bringing you joy, if something is actually just stressing you out and not really, there's no purpose other than work, 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 it might not be for you, right? So it might just be time to listen to your body. So I took a lot of things off my plate recently and I filled my plate back up with things that make me really, really happy. So, improv, I'm learning Hungarian. What? Egan. And I'm also focused on the fitness side of things. And what we can really look at the end of the day, end of the month, how do you feel? And actually, it was how do you feel, but how do the people around you interpret you feeling, right? So sometimes we think we're good, but we appear very stressed out to people around us. So checking in with the ones closest to us is really important. But how do you feel? And at night, do you feel good? Are you just going to go to bed? Or do you feel just like, in the morning, do you feel just exhausted? Um, Now, for those of us that are not morning people and really like our beds, it's important to make sure you're getting the rest because you need that sleep. Your body just needs it. Think of your body as like a very important machine, right? So what are we feeding it? Are we giving it water, rest, sunshine, like all of the things that your body needs to keeping you alive? Do those things. So it's really, really key. And then as far as the listing appointment conversation, um, we're going to spend kind of a bulk of the time on that, mostly because this is a shorter episode today, but we have a lot of confusion in the market right now with where prices should be, where sales should be, what's happening, and um, we don't want to overprice, we don't want to underprice, but it's also a situation where we're seeing more and more people being really confused, right? So they're confused about what's my house worth? I don't want to lose money. I don't want to sit. And as realtors, we're also trying to use all of our best tools, but until something's really listed, until there's a buyer sitting in front of us and they're qualified and they can bring an offer, you also don't really know. You can do all your best research. The proof is in the pudding, right? So when you list the house, you do all the things. We do all the activities that we need to do. The whole goal is to get it in front of the right people who can pay for it, right? But what I find very often, I'm having the conversation with people about their homes and the pricing, and it really feels like the average homeowner, like you're inundated with all of this information and you don't know what's right and what's not right. So a big piece of what we do, guys, it's bringing that research, kind of going through it with people, helping them understand like this is what this means. Here's the market, here are the sales, here's the market value. And then knowing that there's going to be effort that has to be put out to get it in front of the right people, but there's no crystal ball, right? So I find a lot of the times people want certainty and we can't give it. We can't give certainty. We know what works, we know the activities that we need to do, but the timing of the market and the actual the actual sale of the house, we don't have a crystal ball here. And so I found in the beginning of spring, so like March, April, I was getting really stressed out because as a people pleaser, that's a lot of realtors are people pleasers. I was finding like because I couldn't control the other side of it, I couldn't control who was coming in, how they were seeing it. All I could control were the activities that we were doing. I was getting really stressed out, giving my clients like not great news. And I finally realized I can't control that. So I kind of took off the cape and I was like, I am going to be able to control only the things that we do. And I made sure that we are doing them properly, right? So we're making sure that we are staying in communication. We're getting the listing out. We're making sure there are feature sheets. We're making sure that we're sending the listing to our network and to our lenders and to everyone. But that is all we can do. And when you realize that that's all we can do, knowing that like the goal is that your clients know that you're doing it, right? So make sure your clients know the work that you're doing, but they're stressed out. So just know that we're trying to calm them down, but they're allowed to be stressed out. Selling your house in a market that's not like 2021 is stressful. Um, so I find like in our the listing appointments, I'm going to a lot of the times we're just explaining like you have to feel comfortable with the person you choose. Here's the strategy. This is what we're going to do. And then this is how we get it done. But you can't guarantee. Like if you could guarantee the sale, you would just bring the buyer with you and sell it, right? Like there's no guarantee on the timing. It really comes down to just trusting the process and making sure you're doing all the things that you know you need to do. Do the activities for your clients. And then also make sure that you're taking time off. Like I think a lot of the times when we have a listing in a market that's not flying off the shelves, we think we have to be like 24/7 working. Your clients aren't working 24/7 either, right? So you just have to know that we have a system in place, especially depending like in 2025, we have realtor.ca, our brokerage, like Royal LePage has an amazing system where no matter what time of day someone's reaching out, it's getting to us. And a lot of the other companies do as well. So it really comes down to knowing that you have to take that time to rest and recharge so that you can be your very best for your clients when it's go time, right? So you don't have to take like hours and hours off, but like I was saying with improv, like it's like 2.5 hours a week. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But it's also because it's helpful, but it's also just like unwinding, how like laughing, having fun. Same thing. Like my husband and I just went away for his birthday. And it's just that time to say, like, okay, like this is our time. So that when you get back, you're excited to work. Does that make sense? Um, so just to recap, 'cause like I said, it's going to be a smaller one today. Make sure that you're taking the time to rest and recharge. Do something for you. So if you're not great at resting and recharging, with the reality being that most realtors and entrepreneurs are not great at that, do a class, do an improv, do a one of my colleagues does a new like yoga sculpt class and she's loving it, absolutely loving it. Another one of our colleagues does a lot of socializing and that's her unwind and recharge. So figure out what you need and make sure you do that and don't let yourself get burned out. So have the sleep, make sure you're drinking water, make sure you're eating the right foods. um, when we talk about fitness, I would say just make sure that you're doing things to, again, just take care of your body. As we get older, we need more muscle. So strength training is important, but just build the time in and know that you're not taking away from your business if you take time for you. You should be focused on activities you need to do, call your clients, service your listings, service your buyers, but ultimately take the time for you because otherwise you're not going to be able to give anything to anybody, right? Like that's kind of how we look at it. And then when it comes to listing appointments and helping your clients, just know that they're looking to you as an expert and you can provide that expertise. You can't control the rest of it, right? So take off the cape with me and just do your very best and be an awesome realtor for them. That is what they need. So, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope everyone is having a wonderful quasi break um, on this beautiful, beautiful summer season, I guess you could call it. And I really, really hope that you do take the time to rest and recharge, that you are doing things to fill up your cup. You're able to help all of your clients, and that hopefully you're being active at the same time. So, guys, I'm Krystal Lemore Lucier, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor, Krystal Lemore. This is Realtor Life, and I will see you next time.